enough guys in the building to be prepared for, depending on what happens through the week. And when you are banged up, you definitely got to be prepared for that. And it's always nice to have a guy who's been through our system, who knows everything. And Jalen was a guy we didn't want to lose. He was a hard guy to let go. We were really hoping to keep him on practice squad, but AP stole him, so we had to steal him back. Injuries for today: Jacob Cowing, shoulder, won't practice. Conley, oblique, won't practice. Etur, knee, won't practice. D. Winters, ankle, won't practice. Kittle, ribs, won't practice. Fred Warner, ankle, won't practice. Jordan Elliott, knee, limited. Huff, knee, ankle, limited. Kevin Givens, tricep, limited. Flanagan Fowles, calf, limited. Go ahead.
What's the latest on Ricky Pearsall and his practice window and kind of where he's at both physically and mentally?
We're not going to open it up this week.
Why not?
I just don't feel he's ready to this week.
What do you see from him physically as he gets ready, just as he prepares and what kind of looking at to get back on the field?
I don't really watch the guys rehab and stuff. I just get reports on it, talk to the guys. I know he's really close, and when he's good to go, himself and the medical staff will be pumped to have him back, for he's a hell of a player.
Is his shoulder still problematic at all?
No, it was fine before he got hurt.
You guys are number one in the league in time of possession. Is that by design, or is that just the way it kind of shook out so far?
I mean, you always try to do that, but no, just the way it shook out.
Davis window is open.
It is open, yep.
How soon do you think he may be able to help you?
Hopefully this week. We'll watch him this week, see how he does, but would love to get him up.
You talked about Christian and third downs and all that, and even without him, statistically, you guys are still doing well with third down conversions. How have you been able to compensate for his absence?
Next man up. I mean, there's certain things that Christian does better than anyone on the planet. A lot of things, but our guys are capable of doing things at a high level also. And there's some things you miss with Christian, but Jordan had a nice touchdown that got called back out of the backfield yesterday, catching the ball. Wasn't third down, I don't think, on Sunday, but we just do what we always do. It just always makes it a little tougher when you don't have a player like that out there, but there's still a lot of good players out there.
You have Christian back on the practice field doing side drills or anything like that on the side today?
I really don't go through his rehab with all the guys on IR. That's why I don't have an update on Christian every day, because when guys are on IR, I focus more on what we're doing that week and that day, but I'm sure I know he's rehabbing.
There's no difference with Jordan Mason and how he got the jugs machine over the offseason and his route running and ability to catch the ball.
Yeah, I think it started showing up the most last year, I thought. I think when Christian got here, his first year, just Jordan, Elijah, all the backs just watching him, how he was out of the backfield, all the stuff that he started to get because of that. I think all those guys were just a little more deliberate in that stuff in the offseason, and they all came back better last year. It showed a ton. Christian was just always available last year. And this year they did the same thing working, and JP's gotten his opportunity, and it's really paid off.
But all the guys today that you mentioned that were injured, were they all be day to day? Have you gone back? Is there anything more severe than what you knew 2 days ago?
Nothing's changed from what I reported on Monday with the guys. So
different players, but Debo in the backfield versus Christian in the backfield, third down, red zone stuff. How different is that for you as a play caller, or is it rather similar for you?
It's a little different. Just certain things, Debo is a wide receiver and Christian is a running back. So you have those guys are somewhat interchangeable. They can do a lot of things the other can do, but not everything. So I don't want to go through those specifically, but it's not everything.
Has anything changed with the strength and conditioning and rehab regimen since Ben Peterson left this offseason?
No.
Yes, it's obvious looking at the injury report, but getting Jalen Graham back, how crucial is that for you guys right now?
It was real crucial. I mean, just, putting Curtis on IR. I don't know if we've done that yet. Have we done that yet? All right, yeah, doing that, and then guys getting banged up with Fred, D. Winters, even Flanagan Fowles. So you need enough guys in the building to be prepared for, depending on what happens through the week. And when you are banged up, you definitely got to be prepared for that. And it's always nice to have a guy who's been through our system, who knows everything. And Jalen was he was a guy we didn't want to lose. He was a hard guy to let go. We were really hoping to keep him on practice squad, but AP stole him, so we had to steal him back.
Outside of last week's loss, Arizona has played closer games this year. What have you noticed about them now versus last year?
I mean, they're similar in the last year, and just I think they're very well coached. I think they play extremely hard. The way that, defensively, the way they swarm to the ball. I think the biggest difference this year is, they have Buddha out there who's healthy. We got to play him at the end of last year, but he missed so much time throughout the year last year, and having Kyler back is such a huge difference. They've added some receivers. I think Michael Wilson's a stud. Him just being healthy in his second year, and adding the new receiver in Harrison, and their tight end. They got a really talented group. They're coached well, and I think they're going to be a problem for people throughout this year.
Goes on to end the game. How much will the fact that you play again on Thursday factor into what you do with some of the injured guys?
Not much. I mean, just today, I talked to the team. We got 2 games here in the next 8 days, so we got a lot of guys banged up, and the heat the way it is today. So we're taking some stuff off guys today. Probably would have done that regardless, but knowing we're playing another one in 8 days, definitely made that decision easier. When things get close to Sunday, you always think about that stuff, but usually if they're all right to play that Sunday, you rarely say, hey, no, let's not do it this Sunday, let's wait till the next one. And if they're not all right to play, then they're usually not all right to play the next one either.
Last year, but how much different does he look now this season?
He just looks so much more comfortable. I thought he looked really good last year when he came in, just watching their offense, seeing him in that new scheme for the first time. I think you got to sit back and watch other guys do it. And then him coming in, you could tell he really consciously tried to play within the confines of the offense, and which was different to see just how the scheme was before. And then always, when he isn't playing in the confines of the offense, how he can be is the scariest guy in the league. So Kyler's always played at a pretty high level, and when he's healthy, and he's doing that right now.
Schedule previously?
Yeah, more off schedule. Just the style of it. This one, it's similar to a little bit of what we faced last week. With the Cleveland background of offensive scheme and everything, and just watching him get in there and operate it after watching Dobbs and some other guys operate it earlier in the year. You could see, he's going to always put his wrinkle on everything, but you could see he was really taking coaching and playing within the scheme, and when it was time not to, doing what he does as good as anybody in the league.
Said last week that Fleury was talking about Juszczyk and saying he's the most clutch guy on the team, but he has a clutch gene.
Who was saying it?
Kittle said Fleury said this.
Gotcha. All right.
But anyway, is there something to that? I mean, is there just a level of confidence that no matter the situation, whether it's just an assignment or making a catch?
Yeah, I think Kyle's one of the more poised, clutch, or the game's not too big for him people I've ever been around. I mean, ask anybody. I don't care how good your hands are, but just to get thrown in an NFL game and go catch a punt isn't very easy. Especially when we're telling him all he's got to do is fair catch it. Kyle doesn't. He's very confident. He wants to take his opportunity to try to earn that job and try to break tackles and go after it. But, I think if you guys think of Kyle over the years, anytime you throw to him, he always makes the play. He's so big off schedule. Brock always finds him when plays break down. And Kyle is just, whether it's practice, games, he's always the same. Nothing's too big for him.
What do you see on the return depth chart now after that return?
He'll be starting the rest of the year. So.
Return that?
No, I didn't. I thought we just wanted to make it nice and easy and fair catch it, and he wanted to take advantage of his opportunity, try to get a house call and earn that job. So.
These are both division opponents. How crucial is the stretch against division opponents, considering if you win, you can kind of push Arizona a little farther and get yourself up and get ready for Seattle?
Yeah, anytime you have divisional games, it's huge, especially when you have 2 games in 4 days, just how quick that goes. I mean, the record can go from really good to really bad. It happens fast, so you don't start thinking about that game now, but it's in the back of your head, just how the 2 games before we get a break. Everyone loves getting that break. No one really loves playing 2 games in 8 days, but if you tell anyone you get 3 days off after it, everyone's pretty excited about it. So we got a big one this week, and as soon as that's over, we'll be right on to the next one.
How do you see the competition for that running back 2 position?
You mean You mean behind a JP?
Taylor hasn't gotten any carries yet. Guarendo's got 7. Is it do you still view it as a competition? Is Guarendo the 2 and Taylor's the 3?
Yeah, I think Isaac's gotten more of the 2 shares. I mean, we've been rolling with JP. We're not splitting series or anything, but when JP needs a rest, we've been throwing Isaac in there. But have no problem putting Patrick in there either. He's done a hell of a job for us. Both need to help us out a big time on special teams, and especially with running backs, you got to always be ready for the next man up. All right, thanks, guys.